Has it really been 1 year already? Okay, it's been almost a year. I posted my first video in January, so I started filming about now, and I just wanted to sit down and have a chat about what this year's been like. But with that said, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for being here, hanging out, listening to me talk about books. I didn't really know what to expect when I started this, and I'm just so grateful that you're all here. So thank you for that. Okay, 1 year. We're gonna talk about obstacles that I've faced, decisions I've made along the way, if my reading has been affected, and what I have planned for next year. And lastly, I also want to give you a couple of books that I'm looking forward to reading next year. Okay, let's start from the beginning. It was very cringe to start with. I was like, who do you think you are? Really? But I mean, I just wanted to talk about books. I was really concerned about time because I work as a singer/actor, and that's very time consuming as well. So I was just like, are you really gonna add more to that? But yeah, I wanted something new, and I wanted something that was not connected to that, because so much of my time goes into my small business, having to do with acting, and I just wanted to do something else. And time has been an issue sometimes, but I've just tried to work around it, making smart, sustainable choices, really. It's getting better because I'm learning all the time. So the first half of the year, I was pretty low on energy, and it was affecting a lot of things in my life. It did affect me here as well because I didn't post as consistently, but it wasn't just my energy, it was also something else. Now, I don't really use makeup in my day-to-day private life. I use it on stage and when I do gigs. And when I do it for work, I really enjoy it. It's part of a routine getting ready for being that professional stage me. And some part of my brain went, you need to do full makeup if you're gonna go in front of a camera and put things out there. I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One being that women usually wear makeup on public platforms. Second is that it enhances your features on camera. And I think a small part of my brain also felt that you need to be attractive to be successful. That sounds terrible, but I think that we see that so much on social media and on big platforms, and you just get fed that so much. So yeah, I think that's why that little haunting thought came in there. Okay, so what happened? Well, I didn't film as much because I didn't feel like putting on full makeup because I want to come here and be me. I didn't want to be the stage me or some other version of me that just did this to, I don't know, because it was expected, or I felt that it was expected, I should say. And I mean, as I said, when I put on makeup, when I perform, it's a routine, it's fun to me. And sometimes I do put on makeup before I film a video because I do it when I think it's fun, but I don't want to feel forced into doing it. And all the reasons why I thought it would be necessary, those are not very fun reasons, you know? I want to be able to just put on some mascara or nothing at all and just go. And hey, if the guys can do it, so can I. And as I started doing that, I started posting more, I started filming more, and it became fun. I had removed the hinder that I basically created for myself. But I do still think about it sometimes, that small part of my brain that goes, well, do you think that you would have seen more growth and been more successful with the channel if you would have put on makeup and got dolled up and fixed your hair and all of that. And I don't think I would, because I saw it. I didn't film as much, so I wouldn't have posted as regularly. And the thoughts being there are just like society haunting my mind. I mean, letting myself show up just as I am have actually helped me create more. So yeah, that was a good decision to make. Yeah, so I started posting consistently, and I just let myself have fun, run free, explore, do whatever I felt like. I loved that. That was a great learning experience. I want to have a little bit more structure in 2026. I've already started a bit, but I'm gonna try to give it a little bit more structure while still exploring and having fun. And I would love to hear what videos you've liked this past year, what you would like to see more of, if there's something I haven't done that you would like to see. So please give me your comments, because I'm so curious to know. I have started to plan some stuff for 2026. We're gonna come to that later, but there are still rooms, so just let me know. So we touched on some obstacles, makeup and time. I mean, as I said, I have a time-consuming job, and this takes up a lot of time as well. But there's also been some other things that have affected me time-wise. There's been construction on the facade of the building where I live, so that has been very noisy at times, and I've just had to try and plan around that, finding time. That's been a real challenge, and that went on for like 3 months. But I've also been thinking about like what has been the hardest to film, and I think that's the reading vlogs, actually, like the dedicated vlogs for specific books. They've usually come with like a timeline, and finding time to film with all the obstacles that I had surrounding that, and also finishing the books on time, that's been really hard. I do love to film reading vlogs though, so, and I'm learning. I have been better at planning and thinking ahead, so it's going better. I'm learning. Have I been reading more? Yes, I have. My record for a year was 41. This year I'm gonna read like 50, maybe 50 plus books. And I don't really think that I've changed. I'm not the type of person that just reads very thin books to be able to read as many as possible or something like that. So I don't really feel that I've changed my reading in that way to accommodate and read more books. It just feels like the channel has boosted my reading, so to say. But have I been branching out? Well, I have a little bit, and we're gonna talk about this. I love trying new things and trying new genres and diving into complex stories. But I've also had a long period of my life now, mental health wise, where I've avoided heavy books and movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So I've read a lot of books that just bring me joy, because that's really what I needed. But I've realized over the year that it's time to start challenging that, because it's really been a coping mechanism, and one that I think I needed for a while. But I want to open up to the possibility of getting hurt by art, because I think that mentality comes into other corners of your life and spreads there. Now, I don't mean that I want to get hurt in life. It's just that opening yourself up to the risk of it brings so much richness as well. It can be. But of course, like in other areas of your life, you should always be mindful, but I don't want to close myself in too much, if that makes sense. And I think to start with opening myself up through art is a really good thing. I'm connecting this with just personal growth and continue to evolve as a person. And I've started to open myself up through books. I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I've started, and that's a good thing. And I see it reflected in my day-to-day life as well. Okay, so let's move on to projects for 2026. I'm so excited for this. I have so many things that I would like to do. Like, I want to do one of those 26 for 2026 videos. That's going to come up in the beginning of next year because just so much stuff going on in December. I have more BookTube screens videos that I would like to do, 2 that are fairly close together at the beginning of the year that I really look forward to. Oh, and I of course want to do like the classic wrap-up videos for 2025, and that would also be in the beginning of next year because I like to do wrap-ups and usually reflections as well, like after the year is done. But this felt right doing this video now because I have a little bit more of a airy schedule. It's not as packed as it usually is in my work life. So I felt that I could really, reflect on this properly at this time. And then I have a big project for next year that I'm so excited about. I want to do monthly genre vlogs. Before the end of the year, I'll assign genres to each month. Every month I will pick a book in that genre and do a reading vlog for that book and that genre. And I would love for you to participate in this if you want to try out the genres with me or read the books that I'm reading. I have picked the first genre and the first book for January already, just so I could get started. So the first genre is going to be coming of age. And I did pick Catcher in the Rye for that genre because that's one of those books, that's always on like 100 books you need to read before you die and stuff like that. It was also on the bottom of my want to read list on Goodreads, and I want to start flipping that a bit sometime and pick some of those books that are in the bottom, because I usually just skim the top of my list when I pick new reads. So that felt like something I want to do more in 2026. So as I said, if you want to, you could read along and we can chat about it in the comments, what we thought about the book, or you can just, pick something else in the genre or just follow along for the ride, I would like your input on what genres you would like to see for the rest of the year. So please give me a comment telling me what genres you would like to see. I'm gonna put out a short, I think, at the end of the year, giving you the whole list of all the genres so we can start, chatting about what books we should read. Because as I said, I love trying new things and branching out, and I thought that this would be a fun way to do that. To finish it up, I would like to give you 5 books that I really look forward to reading next year. So first up is Sword of Kaigen, because I see this everywhere and I really want to read it, and it feels in keeping with where I want my reading to go. Next up is The Merge by Grace Walker. This seems very interesting. It's like, how far would you go to not let go of someone? And it seems to be that you can sign up for this experimental project of merging yourself with someone else. And she is doing that with her mom that has Alzheimer's, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And that sounds very interesting and also in line with what I want to read more of. Also, if you hear someone scream, it's my neighbor's kids. I don't know what they're up to, but okay, so next is Automatic Noodle, and I'm just gonna read one sentence here. A group of food service bots in an abandoned ghost kitchen takes over their own delivery app account. Yeah, I want to read that. Next is The Tainted Cup. I want to start the series. It sounds so much fun. It sounds like one of these like big fantasy adventure sort of series, like one of those quest series. So I would just love that. And then of course I want to continue on my Stephen King journey, and next up for that is Christine. So that are 5 books that I'm looking forward to reading next year. What are you looking forward to reading? And again, I can't thank you enough for being here. Thank you so much. Also remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me your genre suggestions, and I will give you the list by the end of the year. And then we can start the monthly reading vlogs in January. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.